morning, I don't know, 8 or 9, or I've lost track, but walking towards Paradise Cafe today. I don't know if we're gonna make it while they're still open, but walking there. Nice morning. I think we pissed everyone at our campsite off by waking up early, but I still have a hobbly knee and it takes us a while to get anywhere. Another beautiful sunrise in the desert. Gorgeous colors over the peaks. Okay, guys, we camped I don't even know what mile it was last night, but I think a little bit past Warner Springs. Today our goal was Mike's house for lunch, 11 miles from our campsite, and then hopefully do some more miles in the evening time. Yab says this looks like a western place where they would shoot a western. My knee's okay, not as good as yesterday, but still fine. The new brace is maybe helping. I put it on. It's much more intense than my old brace. And yeah, we'll update at lunch.
She broke down, let me in.
Okay. Finally made it to Mike's place after 11.9 miles this morning. Forgetting my flip-flops, not setting our alarm, or me setting it and it not going off. I'm ready to take off this brace and fucking eat our lunch and get some water.
Never going back again.
I never thought I'd see my husband in a bus with sunglasses attached around his neck, eating Velveeta cheese. But it was to see everything. Okay, guys, we walked the 17 point something miles to try and get to Paradise Cafe. Fucking hate far out because it tells you it's 17.8 miles away, and then you finally get there with your hobbly knee, and then you realize that it's like another 2 kilometers from the trail, or 2 miles. I mean, I should know this by now, but I still get my expectations up each time. I'm trying to hitchhike, but honestly, we smell so bad. It was like our best time. We did 15 miles in 6 hours or more. Sorry, just put my thumb out to try and hitch because we still got a ways away. And my feet are fucking sore, and my knee, and everything. There's Gab. The packages at Paradise Cafe, guys. Look at how many packages this cafe receives for everybody. That's so nice. Packages after packages after packages. Overflow of the hiker boxes. It's just so insane. There's so many hiker boxes. It's so cool at this cafe. So we hitched into the Idyllwild with Grumpy, and we got a room at the Idyllwild Inn, and it is luxe. There's a time where I probably wouldn't have said that this is luxe, but this is luxe. Beautiful morning in Idyllwild. Here's our little cabin, number 17. It's uber cute. Yeah, this is the Idyllwild Inn. This is where we have been staying just tonight. It was so nice and luxe and really, really fun. I kind of don't want to get back on trail because of my knee, but it was also just really nice to stay in a hotel. And this town is so friggin' cute. Yeah, it's really cute. And I'm gonna show you more. So guys, finally got this hat in Idyllwild. See my knee pretty but I got it at a store called Woody's. I also got a new pair of shoes. I'm switching from the Hokas to the Lone Peaks. I need something flatter for the mountains and I'm having trouble with my knee, so a heeled shoe is not good. Still love the Hokas, gonna ship them on to another destination, just not sure where yet. And I like my hat, it's a trucker hat, so it's Idyllwild on it, it's pretty lame. God, my facts, getting strong. Yeah, that's it for the updates. And just the end of the day. And we are nearing mile 162. I think that's where we're gonna stop tonight. And we're gonna try and go do Apache, San Jacinto tomorrow. We're not gonna climb to the summit because we just don't have enough experience and it's extra miles off the trail. And we've talked to a few people who've done it who said it's nothing compared to the Sierras or anything. And just the reward versus danger factor is just not worth it for me. I've never used my ice axe. A lot of people have lost their lives there, and so just not gonna do it. But we're gonna do the whole trail, which we'll still need all of that equipment for up there, just not doing the last couple miles to the peak. But yeah, it is a crazy view from up here, and it's already very steep. So once we have snow in a few miles and lose the path, it's gonna be a little scary. I talked to a guy today in Idyllwild who had done it a few days ago, and he said it was the scariest thing he's ever done. And he's like, and I'm old, 60. So that was comforting. But we're gonna try and do it. Hopefully none of us die and we come back down alive. Of course, we did the worst logistical thing where we resupplied our biggest resupply right now, right before we try and summit our highest point of the walk. But we just want to keep going after here, and we don't want to have to go back into town and lose another day resupplying, yada yada yada. So we have about 6 days of food. My pack has never been heavier, but the good news is my new shoes are working wonders and my knee feels amazing, which is the first time you're going to hear that I've said that my knee feels amazing. So I'm just so beyond grateful, and my feet feel amazing as well. It's a much wider shoe, so I don't have my feet knocking together as much, my toes blister enough, so that's great. So we might have to set up a little bit in the dark right now because it's 6:15 and we're still about a mile and a half out from where we need to camp, but hopefully it will go swimmingly. And then we have about 15 tough miles tomorrow, waking up in the morning, 4 miles to where we start the incline really to the top. And yeah, after that, we'll see how far we get in the snow, losing the trail, yada, 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 all those things in our micro spikes. I've actually never even used my micro spikes, so a little nervous about that. But hopefully we stay alive. Finally made it here, our tent site. Whew, guys, that was a day. It was a fucking horrible day. So we did most of Apache and San Jacinto, the dangerous parts we were worried about for a while. We only did 15 miles, but holy shit, these were like the most tiring 15 miles I've ever done. And Gab and I decided, because we thought Warner Springs would have more food, but it didn't. So we decided to go to Idyllwild before we did this like hike up the mountain, just because we needed more food and I needed some vegetarian like protein options and stuff. And we knew that Idyllwild was like, I'm literally like supporting my elbow because that's how tired I am. Yeah, so we went to Idyllwild and did a 6-day resupply before climbing up the mountain. And we're so stupid. We were like trying to keep up with people who have like 1 day of food. Everyone was like, why would you bring 6 days of food? I was like, I don't know. Just want to make my life miserable. Towards the end, I actually cried because I wanted to stop. There was a campsite at 14 miles and Gab convinced me to go to 15 miles. And he's like, come on, it will be great. It's close to the water. It's all this stuff. And then we didn't realize the last mile was in the snow. We couldn't see the path. and with my knee it was okay, but every time there'd be a sudden drop in the snow where I didn't know how deep it was and my knee would go really, really far down suddenly, it was just like fucking torture. So I was crying like a little girl and it was terrible, but thank God Gab helped me through. I was angry at him that he pushed me to do this extra mile, but what can you do? He apologized. So now we're at the tent site. We caught up with this girl, Jess, who we started with the day on the 14th, and she's actually with someone who is from like Toronto area, and her boyfriend or husband, I don't know, who actually who worked at my camp growing up. So that was a weird connection. So it's a small world. So they're tented here and here, and me and Gab have, hold on, I'll show you. This is our little tent site. It's actually quite cute. It's in the snow. I mean, it's out of the snow, sorry, but it's in this little patch of sun. But they all went to go get water. I'm trying to rest my knee a bit. But yeah, fucking day. And yeah, it was just a lot. But I got this new hat in Idyllwild. It kind of matches my coat. I like it. Kind of matches my eyes. I like it. I needed a hat because the sun hat I bought was too wide at the back. It kept hitting against my pack and just yeah. Not only were these like a crazy 15 miles, but also there was lots of shrubbery and trees. And the first one I was trying to get over, and for whatever reason, Gab, I think he thought I needed help, tried to help me, and he accidentally pushed me in a way that I fell over, and he felt so bad. But like, hold on, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see the scratches and bruises, but that's what I got because my husband tried to help me. So I told him to never help me again. I was like, why would you think that I need your help balancing? Like, I can do a front walkover. You can like barely touch your toes. But it was sweet that he's trying to help, but it really fucking hurt. And I also scratched my face. So after that, I was like bleeding and stuff. It was not fun. Today was not fun, but we didn't even stop for lunch because also the other thing is there's a snowstorm coming. So everyone and their mom, people that started the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, 17th are all on this fucking mountain trying to summit it right now because we don't know when the next like patch of good weather will be, or we definitely know that next week probably won't be good to summit because we're going to get a shit ton of snow and none of the path will be clear and all this stuff. So there's only a few campsites on the trail. So, you know, I already have my knee. I'm already like really, really slow compared to other people. And compared to like what I usually am, I could probably usually walk 3 miles an hour at the minimum, even with a pack, but my fucking knee. So we walk 2 miles an hour with my knee, or 2.5 miles an hour, let's say. And so I didn't let Gab take lunch today. I was like, no, if we don't, because some girls stole my like tent site last night, which I just thought was so weird and annoying. And I know it was an honest mistake, but it was just kind of like, I was like, really? That's an honest mistake for you? Because there was basically a water source, but it was off trail. It was a mile off trail and a fucking long mile. It was terrible. But me and Gab got there right before sunset, and there was 10 sites up on the trail. So me and Gab, and there was a few other people, got there before sunset. I put our stuff down on a tent site beside everyone, like beside another person who was already tenting, but he unfortunately went to bed, so he couldn't speak for us. But, we ran down to go get the water because it was really steep, so we didn't want to do it in the dark. And we're like, okay, we can set our tent up in the dark. And we came up, and this bitch arrives, and she's moved all of our stuff over. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Were you gonna use this tent site?" I was like, "Duh!" Like, duh. It was mind-boggling to me. And I was just like, I tried to not make a big deal about it because, you know, part of like the New York Tar really wanted to go ham on her and be like, obviously. But I was just like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were going to use it. And I was like, yeah, well, our stuff was here, but like whatever. And me and Gab ended up cowboy camping last night, which I'm sure you saw, and then a mouse ran over me while I was sleeping and burrowed through my bag and my food bag. So, not gonna say it was the bitch's fault, but maybe it was her fault. And Yeah, and so I was like, that is not happening again, Gab. We are getting to the fucking tent site. We had a terrible sleep last night, a mice-ridden sleep. And so I was like, you know what? We're going to a tent site early, even if we have to, like, not eat lunch. So we did the 15 uphill miles, all uphill. Like, I think we inclined, like, I don't even know. I will tell you the incline and insert it in the video today. But I had a 20 kilo pack. And I weigh 25 pounds right now. So it was not fucking fun. It was about half my body weight, or 0.4 of my body weight. And I was walking up the steepest hill I've ever had. So, I mean, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for walking and like being outside. I'm not like a mountaineer. So, I mean, I knew the mountain parts would be hard. I was just stupid enough to do a 6-day resupply before. I told Gab when we get to the Sierras, 2 days of food. I mean, there is a stretch we'll probably have to have like 8 days of food. And I was like, we're eating fucking ramen every day. And we're going to be on a fucking diet because I'm not bringing that food again. But whatever. We arrived. Here's our tent. My nice husband, to make up for bruising and like berating me today, probably went to go get water. And yeah. What else can you do? I'm like sitting here waiting to eat the pad thai with him because I'm still so hungry. Yeah. Hiker life. Here we are starting. We have a little bit more of an ascent, 800 feet or 900 feet, and then hopefully we're going to get below 7,000 feet or 6,000 feet tonight, hopefully. There's a storm coming, as I said, so we need to be really off of the mountain before Sunday night. I want to be somewhere ground level because there's going to be a lot of rain and a lot of snow and lots of wind. So we're trying our best to do 15 or 16 miles today, even though they're not going to be easy miles in the snow and ascending and descending down steep slopes, but we're going to do our best. And hopefully we can make it to the campground tonight. Seems like that's the most protected site for the next 20 miles.